Valentine's Day was supposed to be a night of romance, but for me, it turned into a nightmare. My girlfriend, Emily, and I had plans for a quiet dinner at home. Around 8 p.m., I received a text from an unknown number. "You look good in that black shirt." I froze. I was wearing a black shirt. My curtains were drawn, and the windows were locked. I turned to Emily, but she hadn't sent the message. My heart pounded as I responded, "Who is this?" No reply. An hour later, while we were watching a movie, Emily suddenly gasped. A new text had come in. "You should check the back door." My stomach twisted. I grabbed the closest thing to a weapon, a kitchen knife, and walked slowly toward the back door. When I reached it, I noticed something I hadn't before. The lock was broken. The door was slightly ajar. My breathing became shallow. I swung it open, expecting someone to be standing there, but there was nothing, just the cold night air. Then, my phone buzzed again. "See you soon." That was the last message. We called the police, but they found nothing. No footprints, no signs of forced entry, except for the broken lock. That night, Emily and I slept with the lights on. I never found out who sent those messages, but I know one thing: they were watching me. Maybe they still are. I never believed in ghosts. That changed on Valentine's Day last year. My boyfriend Mark and I had booked a romantic getaway at a small bed and breakfast in the countryside. The place was charming, but off. The owner, an elderly woman, gave us a strange look when we checked in. "You are staying in room 14?" she asked, almost hesitantly. That night, we lit candles and opened a bottle of wine. As we toasted, I felt an eerie chill. The room suddenly felt colder. Then I saw something. A faint reflection in the window. A woman standing behind Mark. I screamed, spinning around, but no one was there. Mark thought I was imagining things. I tried to shake it off, but then the bathroom door slammed shut on its own. We rushed to open it, and inside the mirror was fogged up, with words written on it. "Where is he?" Panicked, we packed our things and ran downstairs. The owner saw our faces and sighed. "I was hoping she wouldn't show up this year," she murmured. She told us that years ago, on Valentine's Day, a woman was left waiting in that very room. Her fiancé never showed up. Heartbroken, she hanged herself in the bathroom. Every year since, she appears, still searching for the man who abandoned her. We left that night and never looked back, but I still wonder, what would have happened if we had stayed? I work as a florist, so Valentine's Day is always hectic. Last year, though, something happened that still haunts me. A man came in just before closing. He was tall, wearing an old suit, and his face was pale. "I need a bouquet for my wife," he said in a dull voice. "Of course," I replied. "What kind of flowers does she like?" He hesitated. "She always loved red roses. Before the accident." A chill ran down my spine. I wrapped up a bouquet, and as I handed it to him, he grabbed my wrist. His grip was ice cold. He leaned in and whispered, "She still waits for me, every year." I yanked my hand away, and he walked out without paying. Confused and shaken, I watched him step into the night. A few moments later, my coworker, Lisa, came out of the back room. "Who were you talking to?" she asked. "That guy who just left," I said. Lisa frowned. "What guy?" I turned toward the door. The street was empty. I ran outside, looking in both directions. There was no sign of him, just a single red rose on the ground, and a small trail of blood leading to nowhere. The next day, I looked up local news. 5 years ago, on Valentine's Day, a man died in a car crash, right outside our shop. He was on his way to buy flowers for his wife. I still don't know if I imagined it. But every Valentine's Day since, I find a fresh red rose waiting on the shop's doorstep.